Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, Musalia Mudavadi was in Vihiga County to grace the 43rd Maragoli cultural event. And Maragoli has a rich culture. It is the only sub-tribe in Luhya and even in the entire country which has celebrated their culture for more than 43 years without missing any. And this has made the country to adapt. And as of now, date 26 every year December has been set aside as a culture day. Mambo ya boxing tumeweka kando. Now, during that event, there is a speech Musalia Mudavadi issued, and if you listen to that speech, there is something that seemingly Musalia Mudavadi is repeatedly talking about when he is in Western region, and especially when he is in Vihiga County. I'm saying this because some time back, Mudavadi was meeting with the religious leaders in Vihiga for a Thanksgiving service. There is something he said. And yesterday he repeated the same thing. And this is what he said, if I quote him. That kama wakati wa campaign, Mheshimiwa Ruto hakuwa na deep state na hakuwa na system. Lakini alishinda wale watu wenye walikuwa na deep state na system. Sasa 2027 itakuwaje wale watu wengine washinde Ruto na sasa yeye ako na system na tuko na deep state.
Si Ruto alishinda watu wakiwa na deep state. Wakiwa na system. Na yeye alikuwa nje. Na sisi tukakuwa nje. Tukaleta hiyo earthquake. Tukashikana. Tukashinda system. Tukashinda deep state. Sasa hiyo deep state iko mikononi mwetu. Hiyo system iko mikononi mwetu. Sasa nyinyi mnatafuta nini? Si namna hiyo. Ukweli usemwe. Yeah? So we must now move forward. We must now move forward. Kuiva hole, muzingana gani zietu. Kutangi kuhenza wikibara kiziza. Na kibara karunu ki serikali ya kuhama. Sinamna hiyo. So we should not deceive ourselves.
Now, there is a reason why Musalia Mudavadi is always repeating this statement when he is in the Western region. And we want to look deeper into that. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you not to subscribe, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, and back to this discussion. Now, the truth about Musalia Mudavadi is that the people of Vihiga County, Busia and Kakamega did not give him enough vote like he had thought. And going forward, he's looking on a situation whereby he's going to manage these three counties so that they will vote with him or they will vote towards William Ruto's side. Another truth about, again, William Samoei Ruto is that he is not sure of the support from Mount Kenya region like what he got in 2022. 2027 is not sure. And the way Gachagua is behaving as of now, it is very hard to predict in the future which direction he will be heading to. Maybe someone can convince him to go against William Ruto. And because of this, there is a big reason why there is a new narrative they are trying to plant in the masses within Western region. The first reason is that they are trying to create a strategy which will make Raila Odinga supporters either to give up in 2027 general election. Because if someone will come and tell you that in last election you had the system and everything and you lost, what will stop you from losing election in 2027? Because Oburu Odinga and other people were telling the electorate that this time around took on a system to tutashinda. So they have the goodwill. People trusted. But at the end of the day, they were betrayed. So what Mudavadi is trying to plant in the masses is this idea that we will defeat Raila Odinga whether you vote for him or if you don't. Once you say this, since many people have been voting for Raila Odinga, they will get fatigued in the next general election. People will not turn out to go and vote in their numbers. And once they don't vote, that's vote apathy. Okay? Tukifika hapo tayari, ngome za Raila Odinga watu kama watatoka in their numbers to go and vote in case will be on ballot, of course that is a win for William Samoei Ruto, because then in the other areas, people will come in their numbers. And then in Raila Odinga stronghold, for those who will come out, there will be people who are supporting Mudavadi or William Ruto. Then the rest, watakaa kwa boma siku ya kupiga kura. This is one thing that Mudavadi is focusing on. That's why he's repeating it every time. Ile wakati mulikuwa na kila kitu, tukashinda. Saizi sisi ndio tuko na kila kitu. Nini itatuzuia kuendelea kuongoza hii nchi? So that is what he's telling the public. People will just abstain and stay at home. Stop going to the ballot to vote. Number two, Mudavadi is looking at a situation whereby he will convince the electorate. Wa Maragoli, wa Tiriki, wa Nyore, wa Isuka hapa, hizo tribes ndogo hapa. I am talking about Kakamega, Vihiga, and Busia. To convince them that because Raila will not win in the next election, or let me say, he will not become the president, because there is a difference in Kenya between winning and becoming a president. Winning is something different, and being declared the president is something totally different. So maybe he's trying to tell the people like this so that they can give up on Raila Odinga and then start to focus on the side of the government. Because people would want always to be on the winning side. Sababu watadanganywa ama wataambiwa maneno to convince and confuse them that William Ruto won election and is going to win. For those who will believe, they will easily vote on the other side because everyone wants to be on the winning side. So this is a good strategy that Mudavadi is trying to use here to convince and confuse Raila Odinga supporters ahead of 2027 election to give up and go to the winning side. Because now perceptionally he is trying to create a perception that William Ruto's side is the winning side. So people will give up on Raila and vote for this other side. This one now is going to depend on how ODM as a party and Raila Odinga as a politician is going to counter that narrative. If you fail to do that, then people will buy into this. So it is high time for ODM party to watch on Musalia Mudavadi narrative and then get on how to counter that narrative before it sank in the people's head. Number three, Raila Odinga can decide in 2027 to support another candidate. And probably the most predictable candidate here, it is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Because of this, Mudavadi is also well aware about this. And that's why he's going ahead of Raila and Kalonzo Musyoka to already start decampaigning them in Western region. Such that if Kalonzo will be on ballot, being supported by Raila Odinga, then Mudavadi will have already created a perception that this is a losing card. So when Kalonzo will be coming to Western, he will be viewed as a loser. So people will not find a reason to associate themselves with the Kalonzo. The question will be, kama tulipea baba kura na hakushinda, ama akanyang'anya uongozi. Sasa tukipea huyu Kalonzo, and the way Kalonzo, Kalonzo is so much of a diplomatic person. Sasa huyu Kalonzo ataweza. Sababu pia in Kenya, this is how we view our politics. Once you are a presidential candidate, the first thing we look at is, where are you coming from? Do you have numbers? If you are coming from a popular community, then you have a good start. Then secondly, do you command numbers? When it comes to commanding numbers, Kalonzo, tick. Ukambani wana command. But when it comes to a popular community, Kalonzo hapo anaanguka kidogo. So that one means he is going to depend on Raila Odinga's influence in Kenyan politics just to Raila Odinga to directly transfer support to him. Mudavadi is going ahead of that to make sure that he is convincing the Luhya community to rather vote on his side to make him stronger in William Ruto's government rather than voting for Kalonzo Musyoka, who seemingly will be coming far away from Western region. Unajua Raila tu ni jirani hapa. Between Vihiga and Kisumu ni karibu. Ni 1 hour you are in Kisumu city, not far. Another issue is that it is true Mudavadi lost, the way I said in the beginning, but then he's looking on a situation whereby he can appeal to the Mulembe nation ahead of this election so that in case they turn out in good numbers, then that is going to give him a boost to chart his path in 2032 so that he can be on ballot, being sure that he has a community supporting him. That time, I'm sure it will not be easy for Raila maybe to be on ballot. He will have already passed the baton to another person. What I'm not sure is 2027. Raila might be on ballot. And if he's not on ballot, he might support another candidate, but with full backing. But 2032, Baba labda atakuwa ameamua tu to bless the other politicians na achukue leave, as simple as that. So those are the things Mudavadi is focusing on. That's why you see he's using this as a kind of intimidation to the electorate so that they can give up on Raila presidency.